The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting, or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it and they call him racist. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We
Hi, how you doing? Mercy
Hey.
Live. Oh my goodness gracious me. I screwed up.
You did.
I did. I
you.
actually did. I screwed up. There. We are now on Rumble. I forgot to make one setting and we weren't on Rumble. But you know, we started on time everywhere else on
There you go.
on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on DLive, but not Rumble.
That's
It is
okay.
Rob, your hostess with Moses, Miss Rob Hanson. Of course, we've got Henry over here guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. My
Now, that's a different number. That's
What's
not
that?
the 855 number.
Please don't confuse the listeners. Please don't confuse
Our
the
listeners are so smart they don't get confused.
I understand that they are so smart they don't get confused, but you know it happens that a way that you start mentioning other numbers like 855 and they can get confused. Because I'll get confused because I'll start mentioning 855-586-9134 and
So
then
you just did
I'll
it.
be
You
lost.
just did it. You
I
just
know
did it.
I'll be lost the entire day. Well, see, thing is, it's your fault because you had to mention the 855.
Okay.
See what you did to me now? You scrambled my poor brains. I should be blonde.
How can you scramble something you ain't got? I mean, I'm sorry.
Listen to you. listen to you. Yeah. Oh, how can you scramble something you ain't got? Yeah, right. Whatever. You know, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. My God. Yeah, there were a gazillion stories out there tonight and or today, and I just opened them all up. Maybe we'll get to most of them. Maybe we won't. And you know, that is okay. Good grief. Did you know we're on the air? I just got notified that we are on the air.
We're on the air.
Yes, we are. The holy crap! This has been a hell of a day for broadcasting. I've got a lot of notifications of broadcasting that. Oh, they broadcasting. This is broadcasting. Everything is broadcasting, which is, you know, a good thing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious me! You know, the problem with my phone is I forgot to plug it in. I forgot to charge it earlier, so it was running low. So I'm having to precariously balance my phone in my lap. Hopefully, you know, when we go to break and I get up and to you know, get something to drink or grab a cigarette or whatever, I'm not going to forget I have my phone here and dump it on the floor and smash it. Yeah, I probably will. Thanks for your support, Henry. Without Without your support, I wouldn't know what to
I'm
do.
trying to give you a solution for it. If you shut your mouth,
Okay.
pick it up and put it right in front of you, like I have
Can't.
mine. Like I have mine right here.
It's on a very short leash. Because I had to
Okay.
plug it in. The charger I bought and I had to replace it is because one of the cats got to it. Decided it was a good chew. It was a good
Imagine that.
It was a good
Imagine
plaything
that.
and chew toy.
Yes.
It was about a foot shorter than I actually prefer. So, I'm on a short leash right now. I can now if I put it to the side of if I put it to the side, you'll hear the RF interference coming from the phone. Yeah, well, yeah, you'll hear that on the air, and so I'm having to keep it in my lap so you won't hear the interference. It is what it is,
we're gonna hear the fuck, I broke it. Later.
You might hear that. You might not hear that. Yeah, it's all there's to it. Now, last week, we're the title of tonight's show. The title of tonight's show: San Francisco Reparations Committee Mulls paying $5 million to each black resident. We're not going to start off with that tonight. We're gonna save that for a little later because I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of stories that tie into that right now.
Well, I identify as a San Franciscan African American.
Good luck with that, because when I go through this story, you'll have absolutely no chance of getting it.
Okay.
Seriously, you will have no. You can identify all you want. See, the thing is, they really don't want to do this. They just want to. They want to give the appearance that they're doing this. So they're taking the reparations seriously.
I'm getting $5 million.
Yeah. And the hard fact of it is very few people are going to get that money. Very, very few people are going to get that money. And but enough people are going to get that money or it's going to bankrupt the city. They will not be able to afford to pay that out. They will not be able to afford to pay that out. In the end, you're looking at $1 billion plus in payouts. Now, this isn't just the initial $5 million that they're going to give people. This is also, in some instances, lifetime guarantees of income so they can afford housing. This is also debt forgiveness. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that later because it's quite a involved and interesting story. Now, you remember last week when the FAA shut down air traffic over the United States?
They sure did.
They sure the hell did. The FAA quietly I'm sorry, that wasn't it. That was another story. Tucker Carlson. I see that. I hear the plastic.
Well, that's why I put it up to the screen. Because if everybody can hear it, they're going to wonder. What is he doing?
That's fine and dandy.
I have two doggies right here next to me.
You have two doggies right there next to you. That's good. I'm glad.
And they're quiet.
Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
I know you're not interested at all in Tucker Carlson.
I do like Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Well, of course, he's on Fox News, and my opinions of Fox News go like this. Always have been, and not really interested. A lot of what's on Fox News, I'm not interested. I'm interested in two shows, and if I had cable, I'd actually watch those two shows. I don't, so I don't. But it's Tucker Carlson, then whoever they got on late night.
Gosh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Greg Gutfeld.
Yes, and I watch those when I go out of town. Because
Gutfeld's funny. He's
Yes.
funny. I
Yes.
enjoy watching the show. I don't necessarily agree with what he's saying or some of his
I
takes
like the
on
guests
some
you
of them,
have
but
on there
yeah,
too. There's
funny.
pretty cool. Or they're part of the show, right?
Uh, so,
The one the wrestler guy and the giggling
yeah,
girl and the
yeah. The toothpick, as I like to call the toothpick in the log. I mean, holy
there you go.
cow! They that would be Tiff or Temp, Cat Temp,
Mhm.
and then
The big guy.
the big guy, the WWE
Yes.
wrestler guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
He does this for WWE.
two in the pink, one
Except
in the
it's two
stink.
in the pink, one in the stink. I don't know why they I don't know why they haven't taken that off, but it's nuts. I'll remember his name by the end of the show.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, I like watching both of those. When I watched them last week, the 2 days I was there, and because they have the Fox cable there, and I don't have cable at home.
right.
Yeah, I do like it. I definitely do like it, and I fall asleep to Fox too. So I listen to Fox Las Vegas from my house here because
Right.
the antenna gets it. It gets Fox Las Vegas or Fox Phoenix. I
But
get both.
you don't get the Fox News network.
No, I don't get the one where they have
See,
the Tucker Carlson.
yeah.
I get it. I can listen to it, which I do sometimes on my Sirius radio.
Well, yeah, but that's not you wouldn't be getting the nightly news
Right.
portion of it. You just be getting the radio version of Fox News.
Yes.
And that's fine and dandy. And there are some other ways you can go about and get it, but it's going to cost you a little dosh.
Yeah. Well, Tucker Carlson comes on at 5 o'clock every day on Sirius radio.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So
He
I
has
listen.
to-
I listen to that sometimes, and
Yeah.
yeah, I like him.
Anyway, Tucker last night talked about the FAA outage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's not convinced that it was just a minor software glitch that caused every plane in the United States to be grounded.
It was probably a test.
I don't think it was a test at all. I think we were hacked, honestly. And that's my opinion. And
Ooh.
that's after what's that?
I said,
was that, Henry?
Okay. You
Because
can't hear me?
I can hear you. It's just
Rob, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
I picked up my soda. I picked up my soda and it made noise.
Yeah, okay. But he pointed out that there are some interesting things that happened that day. Now one, there's the primary system that they operate from, and then the emergency backup if that primary system goes down, and I'm sure a couple of more fail safes. The problem is the entire system, the main and the backups stopped working Tuesday night. Tuesday night, completely stopped. Thus, prompting Buttigieg or whoever to ground all flights in the U.S.
Yep, and I was leaving the very next early morning to go to Orange County. Fortunately, I
Right.
was driving.
Fortunately, you were driving. Fortunately, you weren't. Exactly. Fortunately, you were not. But let's take a listen to this.
It's a really interesting story. So 5 days ago, last Wednesday, the FAA ordered a ground stop on all air travel in the U.S. That meant that not a single commercial or private aircraft was allowed in the skies over this country. That's very serious. Hard to overstate the seriousness of that, actually. The only other time this country has imposed a national ground stop was after 9/11, the terror attacks 21 years ago. So it's a huge deal. What happened? Why did the government find that? So people ask, but initially no one seems to know. Pete Buttigieg, who runs the transportation department, oversees the FAA, went on TV to say he was not quite sure. And then over the next several hours, a kind of story emerged. The government system that sends messages to pilots, called NOTAM, had gone down. And then the emergency backup system had also gone down. Now, the FAA claimed it first noticed this on Tuesday night. When the problem could not be fixed, the government issued a ground stop the next morning. That's what Pete Buttigieg said. He described the culprit here as, quote, a damaged database file with no evidence of a.
Now, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
evidence of a cyber attack.
Yeah.
Now, there's some problems with this. Take a listen.
Pete Buttigieg. There was no evidence of a cyber attack. It was just your garden variety software snafu. Some contractor entered the wrong code. No big deal. That's what they said, but it was not a very convincing story if you thought about it. Shutting down all commercial air travel in this country, even for a morning, is a very serious thing.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
It's a huge deal.
U.S. airlines haul close to 750 million people every year. Air travel is essential. It's also potentially dangerous. So for a lot of reasons, it is imperative that our system works perfectly. But one day, our system is shut down for no real reason. You know what they're telling us? Yes, explained Pete Buttigieg with a straight face. Now, most people seem to think this was fine. We were not entirely convinced. And then the next day, last Thursday, we noticed that virtually the same thing happened in Canada. Well, that was very strange. In Canada have separate aviation authorities. They're different countries. And each country uses its own software to route their planes. The systems are not linked to each other. And yet, 24 hours after our country's NOTAM system went down, Canada's NOTAM system went down also. According to the Canadian government, its system, quote, experienced an outage. Really? What are the odds of that? And then we remembered that on New Year's Day, 2 weeks ago, something similar happened in the Philippines. Its air traffic control system also went down.
See, I didn't know
that. For a time, no aircraft were allowed in airspace. Thousands of flights over Asia had to be rerouted, which is expensive and dangerous, potentially. Now, this was also, they told us at the time, some sort of minor technical problem that we should not worry about. Calm down. Everything's fine. But is everything fine? Or is it possible that somebody is hacking into aviation systems and holding various governments around the world hostage until they pay a ransom? Well, yes, it's entirely possible.
Now, do you remember a couple of years ago, or so? Well, actually, it's been going on for several years. The development of ransomware.
Yes.
Okay. What for those of you out there that don't know what it is, it's a means by where a virus or something attacks your computer and locks you out of it until you pay X amount of dollars to somebody, or you basically reload your computer or do whatever it is. If you know how to fix it, you know how to fix it, and you're just fine. Anyway, this has happened to not just personal computers. My daughter, my daughter's first computer, I built her a computer many years ago, and all of a sudden she didn't want to use it. She wanted to use my computer. I want to use your computer. Your computer's better. Okay, yours is just fine. What's going on? Well, I just let me, please. I said, okay, fine.
Yeah.
This went on for a couple of days until I finally cornered her. So what the hell's going on? Why are you always using my computer? Why aren't you using yours? She got this hangdog look. It's, well, I may have done something really bad. I said, what? Okay. Number one, what? Just what? Drop all the pretenses. What happened? Well, there's a message on my computer every time I turn it on that the FBI has detected that there's child porn on my computer and has locked me out, and I have to, and they're going to come and arrest me.
That's not true.
Oh, I grabbed her up in a hug.
Yeah.
I grabbed her up in a hug and said, this is not your fault. This is an actual attack. They're trying to steal money from you or me or somebody to possibly give back your computer. It's called ransomware. And there's no child porn on your computer. Hell, you can't even get to those sites. I have that computer locked down so hard.
Right.
So, there's nothing wrong. Yes, but it has the FBI picture on it and says, if I don't comply, the FBI is going to come and kick in our door and I'll go to jail. And you're not going to go to jail. Nobody's going to go to jail. It's okay. So I went there and I hit it with Norton antivirus, got rid of it, and it was fine afterwards. Now there's been a lot of other companies that have been hit by this. And unfortunately, they lack behind in their security departments or whatnot and so forth. All it takes is one unguarded computer and poof, that's it. The entire network's down. But there's software out there, especially if you run an antivirus software like Norton Antivirus or several others that will prevent these things from happening. Now let's continue on.
For example, in the summer of 2020, UCSF Medical School paid more than $1 million in Bitcoin, and they paid it in order to get access to their own computers, which had been frozen by hackers. They were held up for ransom. So what if the same people or similar people just did something very much like that to the FAA, and then to the government in Canada, and also the government of the Philippines? Now, if that were actually happening, the Biden administration would never tell us in a million years. They would lie about it, like they lie about everything else. They would have Mayor Pete claim it was a software glitch from a contractor. And they would lie to us because they would not want us to know that they had been so utterly reckless and negligent and distracted by equity concerns that they had allowed some foreign hostile group to take control of our FAA. But the lie could only cover so much because there would be signs of it. Almost all ransoms like this are paid in Bitcoin. So if the US government was buying huge amounts of Bitcoin in order to pay a ransom, Bitcoin prices would surge, of course. So the question is, has that happened? Oh, yes, it has happened.
Bitcoin.
Since the nationwide ground stop last Thursday, the price of Bitcoin has shot up about 20%. Is that a coincidence? We asked Pete Buttigieg to come on the show tonight to let us know. Unfortunately, he did not respond to our request.
Of course not.
Keep asking.
Of course not. He wouldn't come on the show. But it's really freaking interesting. Now, Alan says, I agree. A cyber attack. I agree on a cyber attack. Our electrical grid is next. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. A lot of network engineers like myself have been warning of that for years now. He says this. I feel a lot safer now that Buttigieg or whatever his name is on the case. Butt plug. Yeah, we'll call him butt plug. we can call him butt plug. I just hope we don't call him butt plug on Sunday. Holy crap! But Buttigieg or whatever his name is.
Butt plug.
The transportation secretary, Mayor Pete, like they call everybody else. Anyway, number to call if you want to join in the conversation, 928-476-0331. The same still applies. You can only talk to me. Henry can only listen to the phone call, and he will either make rude comments.
I'll be yelling and screaming,
or giving me the bird or whatever. And well, not so forth, but it 928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Oh my goodness gracious me. Also, make sure you join the raw.locals.com, the raw.locals.com. Use promo code the raw for 1 free month of full services. There is even a chat room in there when we go live that you can chat that I won't turn off probably for several days. And then of course you'll be able to post stuff on there, respond to stuff on there, and then one day even participate in members only programs like what we're doing right now, but streamed directly to live stream rather than Rumble and everybody else. And
now I liked it last week or week before. We had a square here and a square there.
We had a square here and a square there. Yeah, we had guests. Yes, we had guests, and we'll have more of those in the future.
Yes,
believe it or not. Now, oh man, so a little bit more news. There will not be a crappy movie watch party tomorrow night.
Boo!
I know, right? Well, you can host it if you want, Henry.
Nah, I'm good.
You just don't know how to do it, so therefore you don't want to do it, right?
What do you mean I don't know how to do it? I'm very smart. I can do anything.
If I'm not here to push the buttons, you're not going to do it.
You're pushing my buttons now.
I know, right? It's so much fun.
I'm gonna reach out there and bitch slap you.
The reason that is I took a job to go get a car for the taxi company I used to drive for.
He's gonna go steal a car in Mexico.
No,
I mean, he's gonna go get a car.
I'm gonna go pick. I'm driving another driver to go and pick up the car. It's about 6-7 hours away, 300 miles. It's gonna be a long day, and by the time I get home, it's going to be fugly. I mean, just absolutely fugly. So, no crappy movie watch party tomorrow night. Although I may make up for it on Thursday and Friday night by having crappy movie watch parties, but actually showing good movies. I was going through this month's selection of movies on Prime,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some really great ones that I want to rewatch. Things like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay,
I mean,
that's a new release, isn't it?
Pardon?
On Prime.
What
on Prime?
What fucking decade are you from?
Who are you talking to me?
Exactly. But and some other pretty good movies that are not exactly new movies, but they're pretty good older movies.
Oh, and by the way, March 24th, the new John Wick movie will be out. John Wick 4, and I know you haven't seen the other ones. I haven't
seen the other ones, and the problem is they're not coming to a platform that I will buy from.
All right. Well, what I'm saying is go to the movies March 24th or after and see that movie. I've seen the other three. They are great.
I would like to, but I think I would like to see that. I
would like to, but I think
Hunter Pine says, Rob, can you ask Henry if he can score some crack and hookers for me? I heard
absolutely.
He has some old connections. We'll trade for some classified materials I just acquired. That's freaking hilarious. Well, that. Oh, yeah, and that means we've got to play the commercial.
Come on down to Smokin' Joe's Crack Pipe Emporium and get your free drug paraphernalia. Make sure to ask for the Hunter limited edition crack pipe so you can feel like an overly pampered, privileged white man while becoming incredibly high. We have pipe and smoking kits of every shape and size to fit your smoking needs and make sure you feel that racial equity. Don't forget the needles and syringes in convenient shareable packs of 100. We're here for all your getting high needs. Just come on down, man, to Smokin' Joe's Crack Pipe Emporium, located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Just look for the big White House. That's Smokin' Joe's Crack Pipe Emporium for all your getting high needs.
Get your Smokin' Joe's Crack Pipe Emporium.
Yes.
It's just look for the big White House on Pennsylvania Avenue. There you go. That's right. Good. Just walk in there and say, "Hey, man, I want my free crack pipe."
Hey, man, is Hunter here?
Is Hunter?
Is he working the cash register?
The peanut gallery says he has the needles connection now.
There we go. And shareable 100 pack.
A shareable 100 pack of Well, the thing is, I take injectable medications. And every time that I go and buy syringes and needles, I buy them in 100 packs because it's inexpensive. Now, I have not shared one needle yet.
Oh man, what's wrong with you?
I know. I'm selfish. I want all my needles to myself, I guess.
Well, they're good for about 25 injections.
Ellen says I love this fucking commercial. Yeah. Well, that commercial was great. You know, I sat down and I wrote that the day after that policy, whatever it was announced
when he was giving away the crack or the kit, the little box, the kit with everything in it.
I don't know what it was, but it was an executive order. I remember that much. It
got rescinded real quick.
Yeah, it got rescinded real quick because it was a really stupid idea and had everything to do with racial equity.
Yep.
Had everything to do, it had nothing to do with, helping people with drug problems. No, it was it was enabling. It was one of the stupidest things that has ever come out of there. And there has been a lot of fucking stupid things that have come out of there. Trust me on that one. Oh yeah. Well, tonight's show is going to highlight all the wonderfully stupid things that have gone on in governments from coast to coast.
Well, do you know that also Hunter Biden put on his tax record that he owned that house where the Corvette is at?
You are incorrect.
No, he did. He listen to me. Listen out.
Okay.
He put on there that he owned it, and then he also put on there that he rented it for $49,000.
Yeah. Well, let's just round it up and call it $50,000 a year, a month. A month, not a year. A month.
Right.
Who the fuck rents a house for $50,000 a month?
The big guy.
The big guy. Well, here's the interesting thing about that too. All right, for those years that Hunter Biden claimed that he was renting that house, which Joe Biden does actually own,
the secret papers, the classified papers were in there.
That's secondary.
Okay.
Joe Biden used to have his tax records up on his website. He never claimed that income from rental. Ooh. And took him down. They've been, of course, since then they've been found, and guess what? Nary a mention of that. Nary a mention of that. So,
so it's tax fraud.
It's either tax fraud or whatever Hunter Biden was trying to do to get away to do something with.
What's tax fraud? Either on Joe's or Hunter's tax paper. Well, one of the two. There's tax fraud.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't on his taxes. It was for something else, and I don't remember what it was. But the thing is, it was all fraudulent.
Yes,
I guarantee you, the big guy wasn't getting $50K a month of rent out of that house.
Well, he was probably getting $50K a month because he's the big guy. That's his 10%.
Who knows? Who the hell knows? He's just an idiot. Peanut Gallery said, "Wouldn't it be a hoot if at Hunter Biden, the guy who was in the chat room, was real on Rumble?" I believe he's stupid enough to.
True.
Oh yeah, we need
the real Hunter Biden.
Yeah, at the real Hunter Biden. Hunter J. Biden. Good God Almighty! It is.
Is that for like John, like President Trump's middle name? Hunter J.
I have no idea. I'm sure it's somebody who thought it would be a pretty good joke and just throw in the J in there in the middle of that. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good. It's pretty funny. I enjoy that. Have fun in the chat rooms.
Absolutely.
Have fun in the chat rooms. Now
that's what it's there for.
Yeah, one of the things that that I ask is that you respect each other's views and whatnot and so forth.
Yep.
Last Sunday, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just did it. Was to actually mute somebody for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I put them in the timeout because they were going after another listener. And
no, you can't do that.
I don't appreciate that. You guys go in there, have some fun, ruckus around, have disagreements. That's fine. But when you start personally attacking each other, that's when that's when I'm probably going to put my foot down and say, enough's enough. You get a timeout.
Yeah. You have to.
Well,
you have to. Unfortunately, we haven't had to on our show before. Now,
I have before. Like I said, I usually don't make a big deal of it. I don't announce it. I don't single out, the parties involved. I just do it.
Right.
And, one or both parties will have figured out, oh, I won't even type in there, knock it the fuck off, guys. You're being mean to each other. I'll just, deal out the punishment like mom did.
Just say bye.
Time to grab that wooden spoon. That's it. It's over. Oh, my mom used the wooden spoon or the hairbrush. She was not kind about that.
And that hurts on the knuckles.
She never hit anything other than the gluteus maximus.
She hit your ass with it.
Yeah, she would whack your ass with it and make sure that you had her complete, that she had your complete and undivided attention.
There you go.
Why'd you hit me?
Shut up, or I'll hit you again.
Well, seriously though, there was one time she took a belt after me, and that was the last time, because and she ended up hurting me more than she intended to.
Oh,
yeah. And completely ruined the reason I was being punished for. But on the other hand, she said, no, if it's not the wooden spoon or if it's not the hairbrush,
we're going to start plugging in an empty wire and have you grab the ends.
I was already doing that anyway.
You were doing that for fun.
I was doing that for fun. Exactly. I was doing that for fun. No, seriously, at a very young age, I was playing with electricity already.
Yeah.
It was electricity. Electricity was a toy for me. And the most I'd ever play with is 110. And which really concerned the hell out of my mom.
Well, 110 is about the most dangerous because it doesn't really hurt you, but it grabs you and pulls you in.
It can if you grab a hold of it and just, you're there because it's alternating current. Right. But it's also I've been bit by 110. I don't know how many times in my life. Yeah, it hurts. It does not hurt as bad as when I got bit by a lawnmower engine.
Oh, the spark plug?
The spark plug.
Yes.
Yep. That one knocked me on my ass, and I thought, oh God, everything is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
Because the only way you could turn off this lawnmower
is to grab it.
Is to disconnect the
right.
Spark
and
plug.
so you went and pulled it with a bare hand.
The shroud around it slipped.
Aha.
And got me in. Oh. Man, I never touched that lawnmower again. I looked at mom and dad and said, "That's it."
I used to test spark plug wires by feel. And I would pull the spark plug out, keep it on the wire, grab the bottom of the spark plug, and have someone crank it.
Yeah.
And not only did I do it for testing it, is because sometimes one was weak and you could barely feel it. Mm-hmm. Now the other times they throw you back. They hit you pretty good. I got used to it. It was not a big deal.
Those magnetos in gas powered lawnmowers are pretty intense.
Yeah.
Are pretty intense. And they'll knock you back. And there are easier and better ways of actually testing that.
Yeah, there is. But if you don't have a tester, then
$5 a radio shot at that point.
Yeah, but back when I was a kid, $5 was a lot of money.
Well, that's okay. You
made
were
$1.35 an hour.
Yeah, evidently, $1.35 an hour.
That's what it was when I first started working. My first job was at $1.35 an hour.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
Yep.
We're going to take a quick break. It is the Raw. I'm your host, Moses, Miss Misty Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there on the other side, guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. Of course, want to hear from you. And you, and especially you over there on ScrewTube. I want to hear from you as well.
Yeah, we want to know how YouTube's working for you. We'll be right back.
YouTube's working great.
No, for them out there.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Whatever.
This portion of the Raw could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at theraw@ktox.com. That's theraw@ktox.com. theraw@ktox.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
Learn how to defend yourself and your loved one. Kingman Force on Force. Krav Maga. Empty hands. Edge weapons. Firearms training. Train like law enforcement with our virtual range simulator. AZCCW classes. Free gun safety classes. Our instructors are AZDPS licensed, NRA certified, and former Combat Special Forces. 3001 Stockton Hill Road, Kingman, Arizona. www.kingmanforsonforce.com.
I'm Rob Hansen.
And I'm Henry Longbreak, along with Tundra.
And KTOX 1340 AM, we are pleased to support the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation.
The Mojave County Canine Foundation teams with the Mojave County Sheriff Department to keep our county safer. It increases deputy safety, and the dogs are highly visible deterrents against robberies, burglaries, and drug dealing.
Canines can save time clearing buildings. It takes less than the quarter of the time that it would take a deputy on his own.
Canines can track juvenile runaways, missing elderly persons, fleeing suspects, and provide comfort to traumatized victims.
For more information about the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation, or you'd like to make a tax-deductible donation or host a fundraising event that includes a canine demonstration, call John Sancelli at 651-270-0920 or go online at www.mcsk9f.com.
The Mojave County Sheriff Canine Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay, this is a Target house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like sun came up outside.
You in the house. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service. 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
Can't hear you, Rob.
God, it might help if I turn on my microphone.
No.
I turned off my microphone.
Okay. You don't need to turn. You don't need to turn it off. It goes off when you.
No, mine does not go off. I actually have to turn it off. Okay. I actually have to, reach over here, put.
Just like that. Just like you did.
Just like that. I didn't say anything. I just moved my lips.
Huh?
I didn't say anything. I just moved my lips. Anyway, Wyoming, my favorite state, out of the favorite states, out of the 50 states there is my favorite state, and they continue to be my favorite state because they did one thing to kind of poke the Biden administration and the rest of the states, especially California, right in the eye. Mm-hmm. Wyoming lawmakers have proposed a ban the sale of electric vehicles by 2035.
Ban the sale of them? Love
the
it.
Sale of them.
Well, love it. You go, Wyoming.
Republican lawmakers on Friday proposed a ban of electric vehicles by the end of by 2035.
Mockery of California.
That was it. The lawmaker said the electric vehicle charging stations require too much power to sustain the misadventure of electric vehicles. Of course, the Hill reported a group of Wyoming state lawmakers wanted to end electric vehicle sales by the end of 2023, saying the move will help safeguard the oil and gas industries. The measure introduced by the state legislature on Friday was sponsored by 6 state legislators who said that the electric vehicles would hinder Wyoming's ability to trade with other states. The bill states that citizens and industries would be encouraged not to purchase electric vehicles before the ban goes into effect. The proliferation of electric vehicles at the expense of gas-powered vehicles will have disastrous impacts on Wyoming's communities, detrimental to Wyoming's economy and the ability for the country to efficiently engage in commerce. So, yeah, they're kind of poking everybody else in the eye on that.
Yes, they are.
Go ahead.
I got a question for anybody out there. Mm-hmm. If your electric car breaks down, who comes to get you? What tow company comes and gets you that has an electric tow truck? None. They're going to be diesel.
Mm-hmm.
An electric vehicle they have not. Well, they got the trucks now, but they don't have powerful enough electric vehicles to be able to tow vehicles. And to tow vehicles and bring it, it's going to take up so much juice and it's going to cost so much more, just like the electric trucks.
Yeah,
it's not healthy.
It will. It's not healthy. It's not good. And frankly, right now we're not set up.
We're not there
to handle the power
grid.
Loads.
Yeah.
Number one, every year it seems that California experiences rolling blackouts. For one reason or another. I mean, if the wind gets up above 20 miles an hour, they shut power off. They shut power off, and
we'd be in trouble here in the tri-state area, wouldn't we?
We would definitely be in trouble in the tri-state area. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous when you sit down and think about it. Our power grid is not designed to be able to handle that.
Right.
Sure, there are charging stations everywhere. Well, I guess you could just go and drive and look. They've outlawed gasoline engines.
Yep.
Gasoline. Small gasoline engines in California.
Yep.
So if the power goes out, you need to charge your electric car
and generators.
That is a small gasoline engine.
Right. So you can't charge your car. You can't fire up your generator
and
charge your car.
Exactly. And now the federal government's going after natural gas by attempting to ban gas stoves in houses, claiming that it's bad for kids and it's bad for people and doing this. When really all it's an attack is on the energy production. Is all it is. And how do you attack an industry? Well, you drive down demand for it.
Correct.
And remove the demand for it. And yes, that's happened. That has happened naturally as we have progressed through things. I mean, there are a lot fewer buggy makers there are today than there were 120 years ago.
No way.
There are a lot fewer.
The Amish still make them.
There are a lot fewer wagon wheel makers than there were 150 years ago. There are a lot fewer line people dealing with plain old telephone systems than there were years ago.
Right.
Just because, technology, as technology progresses, we phase out certain job aspects of things, which is fine and it's natural. And yeah, the people who are getting phased out complain like hell. They've got to go learn a new trade or become a farmer or whatever, and it's not cool. But as our
work for a living,
people actually did work for a living.
They did. Well, I'm talking about some of them that have it so easy.
Oh yeah,
there is that. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have these we have these things, but when we artificially create shortages, when we artificially create demand for something that does not have a demand yet, or artificially reduce the demand for something, we're asking for problems. We're asking for problems because the entirety of the industry or industries that we're talking about isn't ready for it.
Right.
Isn't ready for it. They don't have the capacity to build the batteries necessary to make sure everybody has an electric car. They don't have the capacity to reclaim those batteries once they go dead.
That's right.
We don't. Sure, we have great and wonderful car building factories. We can build all the freaking cars we want. But right now we have a severe shortage on chips, computer chips that drive these wonderful electric cars and all cars. Folks, go down to a car dealership and talk to them about a delivery date on a new car.
Right.
It ain't going to happen unless you can afford to drive off in the demo model that they have.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to sell you because they want to put people on a waiting list. You're just not going to have it. And that's creating a shortage of used cars out there as well.
Yep.
One of do you remember the Obama administration's car buyback program?
Oh yeah.
That took a lot of so-called really gas guzzling cars off the road.
Dirty cars.
They wanted anything over 13 years off the road. Right now, my car is 21 years old.
Yeah.
It's 21 years old. I can't afford a new car.
Right.
I can't afford to get an electric car. That's for damn sure. I can barely pay my electric bill as it is.
Yeah, my Suburban's 19 years old, and it's like, you're not taking my Suburban away.
Exactly. Because that's your primary off-road vehicle.
I like my Suburban.
Well, when you want to go places, that's what you do.
I usually drive my van because my doggy van. Because my dogs like to travel in the van, easy in, easy out.
Easy in, easy out. There we go.
Yeah, an electric door, so I can hit the door. They can be running towards the van, and it opens for them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the convenience. That's nice. That's a fairly new one, but now the company I bought the place in Phoenix, the car dealership I bought it from, are sending me letters and emails wanting to buy my vehicle back for what I paid for it 2.5 years ago.
The Dodge?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, because they got a short amount of used cars.
Oh my gosh!
And so they can jack up the price on as much as they want.
Oh yeah.
But if they, I mean, so I got to use it for 2.5 years for free. If they want to buy it back for, like I said, the same price.
And then what would you end up with?
Exactly.
Just your Suburban.
I'm
it's
fine.
not an
I'm
option
fine.
for you.
Yeah, I'm fine for my van and my Suburban. I'm good right where it's at. Both of them are paid off, and I'm fine.
Well, the thing is, and both of them are fairly economical when it comes down to gas usage.
Yeah, actually the Suburban is not too bad. The van is really good.
It's just costs a fortune to fill up the Suburban.
Oh, it does.
Now, have you
but
put any gas?
I could make it to Orange County and back on one tank of gas.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, one of the things that's kind of scared me. I've got over 600 miles, probably closer to 700 miles. I have to travel tomorrow.
That's one way, right?
And no,
is that both ways.
Round trip.
Oh, that's not too bad then. Yeah, that's
round trip.
That's an 8-hour day.
8?
Yeah, 8 to 9 hour day.
Going at what fucking speed for 700 miles?
75.
No. No, not through LA traffic, bud.
75 is 8 hours. 75 miles an hour, 8 hours. But if you're going through LA, you're gonna have to compensate maybe 2 hours. So you're talking
maybe
about 10
3.
hours?
Depends upon if I hit the rush hour traffic right on rush hour, which
it might be 2 up and 2 back.
Yeah.
So that would be 11 hours.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be.
No,
ugly.
I've done that before. I do it every so often when I do a turnaround. I get my car. I go to my doctor and I come back. That's 260. So that's 520 miles.
Yeah, there you go. But still,
yeah, it's not fun. It's a long day.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's monotonous. And at least you have someone to ride up there with. It's just coming back, you're going to be alone.
Alan says I have to cut back on the cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, you're going to cut
Alan,
the cheese.
I'd be down just to bread then at that point.
No, you can put mayonnaise on it.
Do you know how awful just mayonnaise on bread tastes? I mean, good God.
Put some mayonnaise and peanut butter.
I'd have to have peanut butter first.
That really don't sound that bad.
Mayonnaise and peanut butter? No, it's not. And if you add some pickles, it's really good. Some sweet pickles.
No, I like the sweet. I like the dill.
Not dill pickles with peanut butter.
The only way I like sweet is the relish on hot dogs. sweet pickle relish. Yeah, otherwise, give me dill.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I've been doing to try to up my protein intake, and no, I'm not sucking dick. So get your head out of the fucking gutters.
That ain't what you told me.
Yeah, what I told you is I go down to the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or something like that, and for $1.25 I can pick up a pack of 6 hot dogs.
Oh, there you go.
Now,
are they that reasonable at the Dollar General or Dollar Tree?
Dollar Tree, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, they are that reasonable. I mean, I can have 1 or 2 of those a day, and I'll be good on protein. But $5 for a dozen eggs right now.
Oh no, where are you getting them for $5? That's cheap.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. A minimum of $5.
Yeah, I buy jumbo eggs. I buy jumbo eggs so I don't have to eat as many. And it cost me, I went 2 days ago to Wally World.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $6.60 for the same eggs that I bought at the end of the Trump administration for $1.88. $6.60 for one dozen eggs.
Well, we're gonna leave you for the top of the hour break, and while you mull over the fact that you can't have an egg sandwich anymore for dirt cheap.
Nope.
We'll be back. It is
you can
the
have
Raw.
tuna fish. It's more reasonable in price.
I do not eat tuna fish. I don't eat fish. Period. I don't eat fish. Period. We'll
be right back.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, everybody in the car, let's go.
What are we gonna do first when we get there, Mom? Go for a hike?
Sure, if you want.
What about canoeing? Can we go canoeing too?
I don't see why.
What about a bike ride? No, I want to fish.
Oh,
I've never been fishing.
Honey, we can do it all.
How long does it take to get to the forest?
It's not.
Is it gonna be long?
No, sweetie.
I bet it takes forever.
It's not that far.
Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
Already? No way! Come on.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Also, find fun activities to do like boating and biking or camping and hiking, plus much more. It's all right in your naturehood. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
Okay, this is the target house.
Hey, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like the sun came up outside.
You in the house. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service, 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting, or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your
welcome back. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Misty Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak to the right of me.
Guarding the sacred number.
Guarding the sacred phone number. 928-476-0331. Give them a call. The phone lines are open. And or give me a call. Yes. Henry can hear you. You can say whatever you want to Henry. He just can't say anything back to you. Actually, that might be fun. No, it wouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. It would be exactly like that. Except I can hear you.
Right.
I'd have to hear your unreasonable complaints, and
then you keep saying he can't hear you.
He can't hear you. He can't hear you.
He can't hear you. I don't care. I'm still ranting about it.
Still gonna rant about it. Anyway, San Francisco has fallen off the edge of sanity.
Woo!
Oh,
Yes, they have.
They really honestly have. The San Francisco Reparations Committee is mulling paying $5 million to each black residents and granting total debt forgiveness. Isn't that wonderful?
Total debt forgiveness?
Yeah,
so
total debt forgiveness.
So if they own a house, paid for.
Exactly. Or if they owe money to creditors, or they owe whatever, total debt forgiveness. Now, California was never a slave state. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
You didn't? Didn't know that? No, they were never a slave state. But San Francisco's Reparation Committee is proposing to pay each longtime black resident. Now, here comes the you just can't claim residency in San Francisco. You have to be a longtime black resident, $5 million, and grant them total debt forgiveness for suffering decades of systemic repression. While neither San Francisco nor California formally adopted the institution of chattel slavery, the tenets of segregation, white supremacy, and that is really distracting. The tenets of segregation, white supremacy, and systemic repression of exclusion of black people were codified through legal and extra-legal actions, social codes, and judicial enforcement. The proposed draft says a lump sum payment would compensate the affected population for decades of harm that they have experienced, will redress economic and opportunity losses that black San Franciscans have endured collectively as a result of both intentional decisions and unintended harms perpetuated by city policy. The committee is also proposing debt. What's that?
That is fucking ridiculous.
It is actually ridiculous. But you're a white guy, so that's.
Oh no! I'm going to identify as a black person in San Francisco.
Well, you can't, and you're gonna hear why you can't. In just a minute.
Dylan's black.
Yeah. Maybe you got a black nose. That's about it.
I got a black child.
There you go. Anyway, the committee is also proposing debt forgiveness plan because black households are most likely to hold costlier, riskier debt and are more likely to have outstanding student loan debt.
How freaking racist is that?
But wait, there's more. Reparations Committee is also planning on supplementing lower income blacks so they can afford housing. Like anybody could afford housing in California, period.
Well,
anyway.
They can't afford housing for $5 million.
Yeah. Racial disparities across all metrics have led to a significant racial wealth gap in the city of San Francisco, the draft says. By elevating income to match AMI, black people can better afford housing and achieve a better quality of life. Oh my God. Anyway,
I know some black people play on the San Francisco team called the 49ers.
No,
and I don't think that they're poor.
I don't think so either. Anyway, To be eligible for the program, the applicant must be 18 years old and have identified as Black or African American on public documents for at least 10 years.
Oh, I'm done.
They must also prove to at least 2 of 8 additional criteria, choosing from a list that includes you were born in San Francisco between 1940 and 1996, have proof of residency in San Francisco for at least 13 years, and or personally a direct descendant of someone incarcerated by the failed war on drugs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The plan also calls on the city to supplement lower income recipients income to reflect the area median income of about $97,000 a year for at least 250 years. Racial disparities across all metrics have led to significant wealth gap. Blah blah blah.
Well, I say, go ahead and give them reparations.
Reparations, not reparations.
I'm sorry, reparations for the people that were actually slaves. If you're still alive and you were a slave, you get paid for it.
Yeah. Oh,
none of these people have ever been slaves.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't been slaves at all. They have not been slaves at all. By the way, Alan,
crack addiction.
Yeah. Alan, thanks for the $20 super chat. He said a Dollar Tree gift card.
Awesome.
Good man, Alan. Wish I could. Broke as a
awesome.
desert rat. Alan is a super duper awesome person. I do appreciate. Thank you so very much for that super chat. It does keep this ball rolling. It really does. It helps out a significant amount. It really does. Anyway,
yes, absolutely.
Do. But anyway, back to the idiots in California. Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom also has whatever.
Don't you fucking whatever me.
I just fucking did. So get the fuck over it.
Bitch slap you.
Good luck. Anyway, he has a reparations committee, recommended a huge transfer of wealth to blacks in the state. Newsom's reparation committee would recommend $223,000 per person who is a descendant of slaves.
Oh, that's everybody then.
There are approximately 2.5 million blacks in California. The total cost.
I have a question. Question. Not only blacks were slaves. There were white slaves. There were.
What are you fucking talking about, Cracker?
Oh, I'm gonna go.
I mean, seriously, so you are part of the white male patriarchy. What are you talking about? I mean,
there has been the Europeans.
I know.
Europeans, especially.
I understand that completely. I understand that completely.
Now they're being completely racist by only singling out.
Of course they are.
The African Americans or the blacks or Negroes or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, of course.
Which I have absolutely no qualms with anybody, whether it be black, brown, yellow. It doesn't matter. Even white people I like. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Well, here's the thing. Okay, my ancestry, when we go back far enough, is Scandinavian.
Okay.
All right, Norwegian and Swedish.
Okay.
They were some slave taking motherfuckers.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we would raid each other for women and men and children. We would go to Britain and raid for their weaky asses. And take slaves and property and spread our seed all over the place.
Yep.
It happened in every single segment of human history.
Yes.
Race had nothing to do with it.
No, absolutely not.
Race had absolutely nothing to do with it.
The only The only thing that I can see in there about the blacks is they were brought over here from Africa.
Uh-huh.
They were brought over specifically for slaves. Now that part is true. If you look back on your history.
Yes, there was, but there was also another institution that you're forgetting about, Henry.
Go ahead.
There was also an institution, and this primarily affected Europeans, especially Irish Europeans, who were brought over and then placed into indentured servitude.
Yeah.
To pay for their transportation, housing, and care, and that they never got out of. So essentially, they were slaves.
Right.
They sold themselves into slaves to leave a country. Sold themselves into slavery. The practice of slavery still happens, and is still sanctioned by some governments.
It is. It absolutely is.
But
not in a civilized society as we have.
Look at a lot of your Middle Eastern countries. Okay, it's still perfectly acceptable to take slaves of your enemies.
Yeah, but not for 150 years here, though.
Not for 150 years here. No. It's been Western society that looked at slavery as, hey, this isn't a good thing. This is not a good thing at all.
Right.
But here, once again, we're talking about $559 billion, okay, from a group who never owned slaves,
right,
given to somebody who were never slaves to begin with,
right,
for generations back. Was it wrong? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't even own my cats. They own me.
Well, actually, you got the part right. You don't own your cats. Did you know that you cannot own a cat in the United States?
I don't know about that.
Well, that's actually a dog you can own, a cat you can't, and that's pretty much true too. Your comment you just said, that's pretty much true, because cats are very independent, and they do train you.
Karen says, "Where's my white privilege check?"
Exactly.
And Alan says, "Henry, I love you, bro, but you're a racist, sexist, homophobic cracker."
There you go. Awesome, Alan. You're awesome.
Well, seriously though, if we're going to go down that path, Henry, if we are going to go down that part where we are, giving reparations to people who have been harmed systemically. All right, me being transsexual, part of the LGBT community. Can you imagine a group of people who have been systemically, and when I mean actually,
not have been, still are
systemically discriminated against?
Yes.
I deserve $5 million.
Of course.
I deserve to have all of my bills paid. I deserve to have all my future bills paid, because all you white homophobic sacks of shit out there.
That's me, I guess. Alan said so.
Alan said so. It's got to be true. But no.
It's on the internet.
Think of... Now, mind you, that thought in my head sounds just as ridiculous.
No, you're absolutely right on that. Now, until just recently, what I'm saying recently, I'm saying 20, 30 years. Until just recently, gays, LGBT, whatever, any, but they used to be called gays, or the gays or fags or whatever.
Careful, we're on YouTube.
Okay, a fag could be a cigarette. It could be a cigarette.
I understand. Okay. I understand that, but be careful. You can't say the F word.
Anyway, the police would not do anything but bash them. Now now my brother-in-law back in the late 60s, early 70s, he says, "Hey, Henry, I'm going to teach you when you grow up how you can make some money. You go to the gay clubs, the gay bars, which were very, very secluded because because of the gay bashing. And pick somebody up, take them back to the hotel, and roll them. You'll never get prosecuted because they'll never call the cops on you.
Absolutely.
And that was true. That was true until the last 20, 30 years. Because the cops wouldn't do nothing.
If you've been listening to my program over the last couple of years, you've heard snippets and even the full story of my lifehood.
Yes.
And the absolute fear of being discovered,
correct,
especially growing up in rural Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where a favorite game of some of my asshole friends was Beat the Queer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. And that was an actual game.
Oh yeah, I know.
All right.
I know.
And
it was in California too.
And and
I never understood it. I never did it.
The thing is, that it was also not uncommon for people to go missing in hunting accidents.
Right.
And that's what it would be labeled as, gone missing in a hunting accident, where a gay man, gay woman, somebody who was a little different, let's call it queer, which by the way is considered a very nasty slur when I was growing up.
Yeah, oh, he absolutely was. Yeah.
To be found in a shallow grave.
Yep.
Or not be found, and then
not investigated,
definitely not investigated, because
correct,
you were somebody's dirty little secret that they had to take care of.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very, very sad. That's a human being.
Well,
that's
absolutely it is.
That's someone that lived in our era. That is living. You're living proof that you are living in our era.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it ended in the 1800s. And you're getting paid for your ancestors being a queer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that point. Nobody nowadays, nobody is getting that money. We're slaves.
No, absolutely not.
And gay people, LGBTQ, okay, people are living it right now and still being
in a lot of ways they are still being discriminated against.
Absolutely.
And,
not in some ways, in almost every way.
Well, no. I'm going to disagree with that.
Yeah, for a straight person that sees what's going on, yes. You are.
Yeah. I understand.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Still, I live my life now,
it's like whatever,
as I have been for pretty much.
It's like whatever, but still, tit for tat. They're not doing what's right for our living right now.
Exactly.
They're talking about our ancestors.
What they're trying to do is make up for things that are basically you can't make up for ever.
And this is going on today.
However, I would like to argue nearly 1 million people during the Civil War made up for that in lives lost fighting.
Yep.
I mean, how much more of a sacrifice do you want? How much more of a sacrifice do you want?
Now, I think anybody that fought in any war deserves that money over somebody's ancestors that were supposedly slaves or were slaves even.
Once again, Henry, it comes down to trying to make themselves feel good.
Yes.
For acknowledging something that
for taking all the money that they take behind their backs.
So exactly.
So now they make some people happy on one side, and then the other side bitches about how they're doing this.
Uh-huh.
And that way they get to take that money under the table, and we don't see it.
Absolutely. and it's insane, and it's stupid.
Insane
it really
in the
is
membrane.
stupid.
And that's what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. Let's confuse the people that are against this, and let's reward the people that want this,
Right?
Or that aren't entitled to it and are going to get it. And you know, none of it's going to happen. No one's going to get $5 billion.
No. Well, the thing is, it's unsustainable, Henry.
Yeah, no
it's
one's going to get that.
They can't do it.
No,
Karen
they're
says,
just
come
bringing
on,
this
man,
up.
slavery. Everybody was doing it.
Well, they're just bringing this up too. So we're taking up a percentage of our show, and other shows are being taken up. Our minds are set. Our minds are not put into good use. Finding out what they're doing.
Well,
we're reporting on this instead of really investigating the people that are putting this out.
Exactly.
And that's where our time and effort should go.
One other thing, it's not just states that are doing this. The federal government's doing this too. They're trying to do this. But Sheila Jackson Lee introduced a bill that will fail miserably to make white people criticizing minorities a federal offense.
You never know.
I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to bother to look up that bill to read how ridiculous it is, but just because on the face of it, it's utter stupidity.
You never know if it's going to fail or not.
Oh, it's going to fail. It's going to fail miserably.
We have a lot of idiots that are lawmakers in this country.
It's going to fail miserably. It will not make it out of the Senate in one piece. Or I'm sorry, the House of Representatives.
Right.
It's not going to make it out of there. So it'll fail miserably. Anyway, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson, Democrat in Texas, is so blinded by racial hatred to see how much such a legislation would hold up in court. Let's be clear, she's really stupid, according to this article. She once, Jackson Lee once said, for example, that the U.S. Constitution is 400 years old. Actually, it's 235. She also laughably claimed that black deaths from COVID pandemic could have been reduced with reparations.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Utter silliness and stupidity. But that's the kind of thinking that our lawmakers, our legislators, our city council people, you are contemplating.
Constipating?
It could be that too.
My stomach's cramping.
Oh. Yeah. And you lay this pile of crap, you lay these piles of crap at our feet, and we end up, everybody ends up paying for it in the end.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody, in order to give somebody something, they're going to have to take it from somebody else.
Right.
There aren't enough that rich people in the world to do this.
And you get lawsuits all the time. Slip and falls, automobile accidents. You got Larry Parker on the air, call me before you take any money. I got so-and-so $1 million, and this person's crippled for life.
Mm-hmm.
And they got injured in an accident. Why wouldn't they deserve $100 million if this person's getting $5 million for an ancestor that they never knew?
Who knows? And I don't know. And
it makes no sense whatsoever. None.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any financial sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. I mean, it's easy enough to poke holes through.
If you give everybody $5 million, our economy is going to go to shit, and our money's going to be worth nothing.
Especially when I have a better argument to give me the $5 million, and people like me.
I don't like you, but I'll give you $5 million.
No, people like me. I don't care if you like me or not. Just
I like you.
I know you. You don't like me. You love me. You know it.
I don't know about that. I know my
Anyway,
dog does.
It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Misty Hands. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about more. I just about went to a top of the hour break. Good thing I was paying attention. We'll be right back. It is The Raw.
This portion of The Raw could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at theraw@ktox.com. That's theraw@ktox.com. theraw@ktox.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010. United Private Investigations, owned by Lyle Sharman, has over 30 years of investigative experience in criminal, civil, business, and private investigations. United Private Investigations provides professional and confidential investigations for corporations, companies, legal professionals, insurance companies, and individuals. Voted Best Private Investigator in Mojave County in 2018 and 2019. Contact Lyle Sharman with United Private Investigations at 928-542-5178.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short, and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee.
Number to call if you want to join in the conversation, 928 something and something 0331. I really need to update that. Yeah, number to call if you want to join in the conversation, 928-476-0331. Holy crap. I really ought to write it down and tape it someplace. It's not just up there. You're not just, guarding it up over there. It's holy crap. I'm an idiot. I'm a lovable idiot, but I'm an idiot nonetheless. Anyway, good God Almighty. Is
the phone line working?
The phone line is working, just not getting any phone calls. At least I believe it's working. Somebody give me a call just to see if it'll do that. 928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Holy crap. Yeah, so some days I can't believe it. I really can't. That I do this. But anyway.
Is that 476?
Yeah, 47. Not you. You don't you call. Don't you call. I won't answer your phone call if you call.
Yeah, I don't need you to. We just need to see if it's working.
Yeah, but no, I actually want, a
Don't
listener
answer
to
it
call.
if it's working.
Don't answer it if it's working. No, I hear your end ringing, but I don't hear my end ringing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to hang up on you.
Oh man, they refused my call.
Yeah, got your yeah, got it refused. Anyway,
okay, it works. Give us a call.
So, do you remember Sunday? We were talking about
That's not me.
That's not you. The Raw, you are on the air.
Hey, Miss Rob, what's going
Alan?
on?
How you doing, Alan?
Just wanted to check to make sure the phones are working.
Oh, it is working. I figured I'd get more phone calls and more crank phone calls, but
I almost called your cell phone.
What's that?
I almost called your cell phone number instead of this one.
Well, that's okay. You could have done that too.
Yeah, I call. I got one of these fucking straight talk phones. I don't know if you know what it is.
Yeah,
You get them out of Walmart, right?
Yeah, they're anti-gay phones.
Uh-oh.
Are they?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
You can only use it if you're straight. Straight talk.
Yeah. Okay,
Never mind.
Straight talk. I get it.
I'm sure you're not going to fucking hate me now, are you?
No, hell no.
Henry over there.
Well,
no, the cocksuckers on the other
I said
end.
hi, and say hello to Tundra, and I didn't see that little shit Dylan around anywhere. I assume he's there.
Yeah. You can't hear me, but hi, Alan.
Can you hear me, Rob?
I hear you. I'm listening.
Tell him Henry just said hi.
Oh, he hung up. Anyway, thanks for the phone call. Do appreciate it. And of course, 928-476-0331. I almost gave the 855 number. I told you, Henry, you fucked me up. You fucked me up.
My fault.
Your fault. It is your fault altogether. Yeah. Well, we'll try this again.
Make sure to tell him I said
you're on
hi.
the air.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Did I lose you or something?
No, I was listening to you and actually being quiet.
It's a damn straight talk.
Oh, yeah, because usually, you interject when I'm fucking talking, you know what I mean? So
it's a fucking straight talk, Alan.
Quietness,
You weren't expecting me to be actually fucking polite? What? God.
Yeah. Nah, of course not. Polite for fucking pussies. My mom the other day, right? I visited my mom, right? It's funny. She's a great old lady. She's like 87 now, right?
Oh, nice.
And I started watching something on the TV, and I was like, that fucking little piece of shit, right? And she goes, she turns to me and she goes, Al, you're really gonna be nice to somebody. You're really gonna be nice to people. You know what I mean? And I looked at her and I went, fuck that. I ain't doing it.
Fuck that. I ain't doing it.
She laughed because she knew she was like kidding too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's probably in the back of her mind, where did I go so wrong?
No, not at all. She's probably worse than me. You know what I mean? You know how people are. Come on.
I do know how people
Especially family up close. You talk a lot differently to your own family up close than you do to other people, strangers and shit,
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I just wanted to call, but I'm watching it. Hey, did you see Hunter J. Biden on there?
Yeah, I saw that. That was funnier than hell. That was funnier than hell. That comment was absolutely wonderful. I saw that and I talked about that when it.
I love this guy. He's around. He's around, Rob. I've seen him on a couple other places too. He comes in, he just makes one fucking little comment, and he just disappears.
And he disappears.
He does it on almost every.
I hope so, because that's it keeps things lively, keeps things entertaining, and I definitely enjoyed that comment. it smacked Henry right up against right between the eyes. I loved it.
Which one? What about him being a fucking cracker?
Yeah. Well,
I like that one too. You know.
I'm offended. I'm offended. I want $5 million.
Word it properly, you know, without any fucking misspellings.
That's all right. Henry said he's offended. He wants $5 million.
Okay. You know, but for what, the white privilege fucking thing?
Yeah, he wants his white. He wants his white privilege tax.
All right, I'll call in a little while. I'm listening. I was hoping you'd get onto these Joe's Garage. You know,
we're gonna talk about that a little bit here in the next hour.
Right, because Hunter Biden has access to all this fucking shit.
Oh, absolutely. I mean? He rents it out.
Who knows how many countries he's sold out already? You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm telling you.
What? One isn't enough for you?
Really fucking bad. What's going on?
Yeah, one's not enough.
It's just as bad, Rob. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Yeah.
With this fucking classified documents, and he's just gonna sit in some fucking box somewhere next to his bed. I mean, come on. What the fuck is this? What is it, like fucking clown show action? And then it's down here that there's no. What was the other thing, Rob? The thing about there's no sign-ins at the fucking.
And they bitched and moaned about Donald Trump.
I mean, give me that. The fucking Secret Service again. Fucking all these corrupt fucking agencies again. They're gonna cover for this motherfucker. You know.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna absolutely love the story I have about that. Then it's.
Oh, I can't wait. Right?
Yeah, you know, make sure you have your heart medication ready.
That's right.
No.
Your heart on medication.
I don't lose any sleep over it anymore. I used to. You know what I mean? But not anymore. Now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like I said,
that's all right. This will get your blood pressure raised because it did.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll probably laugh. And you know what? I'll call you right afterwards.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for the call. Do appreciate it.
We love our Alan.
928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation.
Even though he said that derogatory remark towards me and called me a racist cracker.
No, he just called you a cracker.
Well, that's racist.
Not really.
Man, so we're staying.
What if I called you a saltine?
Oh, what about salty cracker? Oh, that's different.
Somebody's already got that name. That belongs to a crazy guy out of believe it or not, San Francisco.
Oh,
yeah, the salty cracker. You can find him on Rumble as well. Good program.
Is he black?
No, he's white.
Damn it! Did he identify as black?
He doesn't identify as anything.
If he did, then he can get the $5 billion.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be. I'm sure he'll be doing a segment on that here in sometime near future.
Okay.
If he deigns, you know, it's kind of a toss up on what stupid thing some of these liberal cities will throw out next.
Yeah, well, they do it for distractions. I know this is all a distraction to keep us away from what's really going on.
Exactly. And, if you're out there and you actually believe that you're going to get $5 million from the city of San Francisco, give me a call, 928-476-0331. If you actually think
I got a mansion to sell you for $5
million.
I'm
not gonna, selling that. I just want to hear if somebody actually out there believes that they are going to receive $5 million and have all their debts forgiven by the city of San Francisco. I want to hear from you. 928-476-0331.
Yes.
I mean, they've been promising me flying cars for decades now.
Yes, they have.
But it wasn't the government that promised it. It was I don't even know who
car manufacturers.
It was the car manufacturers. Yeah.
And
popular science. You're at fault.
And over 20 years ago, 25 years ago, my little brother got arrested in a stolen BMW.
Did it fly?
Well, no, this is a story. He's been arrested other times for various crimes.
Uh-huh.
And the cops finally got him, and they cornered him, and they grabbed him. They go, we got you now. We're taking you to jail. You're going to spend at least 5 years in prison.
Oh, my goodness.
And yeah, and then he says, "Yeah, next time you see me, cars will be flying."
Next time you see me, cars will be flying.
And you won't catch me. Yeah. And cars.
Well, the thing is, if we actually had flying cars, yeah, they'd be able to catch it in a flying car. Hell, they just fire a SAM at your ass.
Yeah. Well, they actually had a flying car, that the wings folded up and you could drive it on the street too.
Yeah, that was more of a concept thing. That
Yes,
really
it was.
never went.
Yes,
that,
it
that
was.
never really went into
It actually
production.
worked. Yeah, I mean, it was a flying car.
Yeah,
but
I've seen
it was,
I've
like
seen
you
pictures
said,
of it. I've seen
yeah,
videos of it.
like you
Yeah.
said, it was a concept, just like the car boats. That you drive them on the road, you drive them under a launching ramp, and it goes out in the water, and you use that as a boat.
Well, one of the concept kind of vehicles that I really did like, and I hope that I'd win the lottery someday, so I'd be able to afford one, just for the mere fact that that I could afford one, was an RV that could go in the water.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be great. They actually sold a few of these.
Yeah.
I mean, they were.
Your dog is on my lap here.
They were nearly was it $250,000 a piece when I saw them several years ago.
Well, and that's what RVs cost nowadays anyway.
Well, yeah, but this was super high tech, double hulled,
right? Oh yeah,
RV where it
turns
had
into a houseboat.
Turns into a houseboat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have been great just to watch people go, "You're not going to drive that in the water, are you?" Yeah, I am. Here I go.
Watch me.
Watch me. And then just for the sheer awe factor, I think it would have been great. Oh wow. who knows? Anyway, if you're watching us on Rumble, congratulations! Glad you're here. If you're on any other service, make sure, especially if you're on D Live right now, at the end of the month, D Live is going away.
Going bye-bye.
For all my shows, we are not going to be streaming to D Live anymore. I will be shutting down that account and trying to grab any monies that is there back, which I doubt will happen. It's crypto Chinese credit crap, so I have no idea. Oh, let's see. What do I have over here? Oh, yes. So, I already talked about that. Why did I open that one up?
Now, by the way, Saturday, I'm sorry, Friday, the canines will be doing a demonstration at the Balloon Festival in Lake Havasu at 10:30 in the morning and at 2:00 in the afternoon. Tundra and I will be at the 2:00 on Friday.
If you're in Lake Havasu, you will be, huh? Now,
Yeah.
are you doing the balloon thing?
No, I'm just going as a guest.
You're just going as a guest.
Okay. Yeah, we're not doing any demonstrations with Tundra or putting her out there because our insurance purposes wouldn't let us set up a booth because at the last minute they wanted some different insurances and stuff like that, which we didn't have. We're fully licensed and insured. It's a nonprofit. But still, they wouldn't take what we had.
That's almost fucking ridiculous, and
it is ridiculous.
They wanted you to partner with one of their places that's getting kickbacks.
Yeah, and the sad thing is we're not dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The canines that are doing the demonstrations are extremely dangerous. Now they're fully trained.
Are they that dangerous though?
Yes.
Are they?
Oh,
really?
Yes. Oh, yes.
They're very trained though.
They're very trained, but they have the capacity of killing anybody.
Well, that's any dog.
You're correct.
I mean, that's fully any trained animal.
And they're doing demonstrations. But now we have a booth that we're setting out there with the Canine Foundation. We have a booth that we're setting out there to explain what we do, and
mm-hmm.
they're not letting us go because of insurance purposes.
Yeah,
piss poor excuse.
Well, the tyrannical Biden administration.
But I will be there. I will be there Friday at the 2:00. We'll be there a bit early. Maybe noon. Maybe noon. Where I'm going to go up there with Susan, and we are gonna do garage sales in Lake Havasu.
Oh, that sounds fun.
We're going to get up there.
I wish I could go.
We're going to get there about 9, and then hit a bunch of garage sales, however many we can get in, and about noon, we're going to head over to the balloon festival, which costs $20 a person to get in.
Good Lord!
Yeah,
you can see the balloons from a mile away. So stay.
Yeah, but I'm going in because of the canines and stuff like that. Whether they let us in with a no charge or not, it doesn't matter to me. They probably will because Tundra is a canine.
Anyway, still, I hope you have fun, and I think you'll have a good time there regardless.
Oh yeah,
you'll have a good time there regardless. Now, the tyrannical potato regime is determined not to let the Constitution stop its war on law-abiding gun owners. Of course, you know this. And because they can't get real gun legislation through Congress, especially now with a Republican-controlled House of Representatives, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms unveiled a rule which will criminalize millions of law-abiding gun owners.
Yep. Yes, they did by the pistol handle.
The pistol brace. They plan to reclassify pistol braces, a highly popular gun accessory, in a way that would ban them unless you register them with the ATF. Anyone who refuses to comply could end up in prison for 10 years.
It will not stick.
It cannot stick.
Right, because it's not legislated through the law.
It really isn't.
It's like an executive order through the ATF.
Exactly,
and there is no such thing.
And goes direct. It's another case of the ATF and other government agencies trying to legislate, and they don't have the capacity to do that. They don't have the ability.
They don't have the power.
They don't have the power to do that.
Nope.
Anyway, a person who wants to keep a gun with a pistol brace will have to participate in a federal gun registry or go to jail. If there's any question, the regime would utilize this registry to harass those gun owners in several ways. Do you suppose?
Mm-hmm.
The ATF previously ruled such braces completely legal, yet the regime's ATF would simply dare the courts to stop their assault on the Americans and the Constitution. They have been trying for a long time to take away the ability to own a firearm.
Correct.
The reason is you cannot enslave an armed population.
That's right.
We wouldn't tolerate it.
No.
San Francisco trying to give $5 million to those who happen to have darker melanin than I do or you do.
Well, do you remember when San Francisco outlawed handguns?
Yeah, I do.
And how many people turned them in?
Not many.
I think there was 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was all the handguns that were turned in.
Yeah,
they can't do that.
Very few.
They can't do that.
Well, and yet they continue to try. They continue to try. New York just, their stupid law got overturned by the Supreme Court. So they went and doubled down on their stupidity, wrote a new law, enacted it. Now it's fighting its way to the Supreme Court. if you listen to Gun Talk Live on KTOX Sunday, you would have heard all about that. I don't know the particulars of it. All I know is it's just another stupid law.
Yep.
It's just another stupid law. You know, I this up here isn't just a wall decoration.
Yep.
This up here isn't just a wall decoration. This is, you know, this is something that I as a American citizen, as a human being, have the right to possess, own, and use. Do I use it to commit crimes? No. Will I use it to commit crimes? No. Will I use it to defend my house, my family, my community, my country? Without question.
Yep.
Without freaking question. You know, right there next to it is the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the American people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I have had arguments about this in the past where, you know, I've said, you know, even felons that have completed their sentence should have a gun rights.
They weren't arguments. They were disagreements.
No, it's argument, disagreement. It's the same.
You know what? Don't argue with me.
Thing. It's semantics. And in a lot of ways, I believe violent people shouldn't have the right to access weapons. However, that is a direct violation of the Second Amendment, taken on its pure form. And that's what I believe in, the Second Amendment on its pure form. If you're in prison, yeah, I don't think you should have access to weapons. you're there serving a sentence.
Unless
you're paying
you're a
society
guard.
back.
Unless you're a guard.
You know, I'm not sure. Hell, we won't go there right now. But we have a dictatorial regime, yes, or at least the potential of a dictatorial regime in Washington, D.C., along with rhino Republicans, yes, that believe that you should be unarmed.
Yeah.
Believe that the government should exert more control over your day-to-day life. Yes. Make sure that you, as a citizen, your only choice is to capitulate, comply, bend over, become a slave to the system. Pay your taxes and do nothing but be grease in the machine.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. And a lot of Americans, and you out there may listen and know this for yourself, especially if you're listening to this program and have been listening to this for some time, you also understand that your freedoms, your right to your constitutional rights are being chipped away at.
Oh yeah, they have been for a while.
For a long while. And in a lot of ways, longer than you and I have both been alive together.
Yep.
But more so in the last 21 years, 23 years, actually. More in the last 23 years. It really started getting bad when 9/11 happened, and we were so damn scared that we allowed the government to get away with hijacking all of our rights.
And they did. And they still
did.
Are.
And they still are.
They didn't take them back. They didn't give them back.
It was, you know, the Patriot Act was supposed to be a very temporary measure.
Right.
Sure, it also authorized the formation of the Department of Homeland Security. But that would have stayed regardless of whether that particular bit of legislation would have stayed.
Mm-hmm.
But they continue to build upon that and take more of our freedoms away. We don't have any privacy rights.
Right. We're at the top of the hour, Rob.
Yes, I know. Everything that we do say is recorded for posterity.
Yeah.
Talk on your phone. They're listening.
They're listening to us now.
Send an email. They read it.
Mm-hmm.
Leave a voicemail. They've already heard it. Send a text.
Mm-hmm.
They read it. It may not be done by a human. It may be done by computer. But you say something that pops that, and I guarantee a human is going to pay attention to you.
Yep.
It is The Raw. We'll be back after these very short messages. Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
Learn how to defend yourself and your loved one. Kingman Force on Force. Krav Maga. Empty hands. Edge weapons. Firearms training. Train like law enforcement with our virtual range simulator. AZCCW classes. Free gun safety classes. Our instructors are AZDPS licensed, NRA certified, and former Combat Special Forces. 3001 Stockton Hill Road, Kingman, Arizona. www.kingmanforceonforce.com.
I'm Rob Hansen.
And I'm Henry Longbreak, along with Tundra.
And KTOX 1340 AM, we are pleased to support the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation.
The Mojave County Canine Foundation teams with the Mojave County Sheriff Department to keep our county safer. It increases deputy safety, and the dogs are highly visible deterrents against robberies, burglaries, and drug dealing.
Canines can save time clearing buildings. It takes less than the quarter of the time that it would take a deputy on his own.
Canines can track juvenile runaways, missing elderly persons, fleeing suspects, and provide comfort to traumatized victims.
For more information about the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation, or you'd like to make a tax-deductible donation or host a fundraising event that includes a canine demonstration, call John Sancelli at 651-270-0920 or go online at www.mcsk9f.com.
The Mojave County Sheriff Canine Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay, this is the target house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like the sun came up outside.
You in the house. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service, 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you!
And welcome back. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Misty Hansen. And of course, we have Henry Longbreak to my right over here, guarding the sacred phone number, which is up over there, 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331. Very easy. Just dial it in and you'll be on the air immediately. Even if you agree or disagree with me, it's fine. You know, one of the things is, we haven't heard from Rudy in a while.
No, we haven't.
And that saddens me.
When we first started this, he was calling.
Yeah, he was calling.
I hope he's okay because I know his health isn't too good.
His health isn't all that great.
Yeah.
I do like Rudy. We disagree on a lot of things, but
correct. Yeah.
Believe it or not, we actually agree on more things than we disagree on.
Yeah.
Which is, okay. Because that's how it works.
I'm hoping and praying that he's okay.
Same here. Yeah. Anyway, as I promised Alan, we would talk about the secret files a little bit. It's going to do that in the third hour.
This is the third hour.
This is the two in the pink, one in the stink. This is the third hour right now. Holy crap. Yeah, I know. Right there. Yeah, you gotta. I did this. It still works and whatever. Anyway, the DOJ, the Department of Justice, decided against
DOIJ.
Was that
Department
the Department of Injustice? Yeah, well, that works too.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it's been for a while now. Decided against having FBI agents monitor the search of Biden's personal lawyers for classified documents.
Yeah.
I seem to remember sometime last year,
Mar-a-Lago,
when there was a huge FBI raid on a former president's home in search of supposed classified documents,
which could have been unclassified by a president, not a vice president.
Which was probably, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I don't know what was there. I don't know.
Anyway, they didn't raid his house.
They didn't raid his house,
and he went home too.
And they decided that they didn't want to oversee Biden's personal lawyers in these searches. Why is that? Why are they covering for this potato? The Justice Department actually decided against having FBI agents monitor the search of Joe Biden's personal lawyers for classified documents. Joe Biden's personal lawyers do not have security clearances, yet they were allowed to rummage through Joe's boxes of documents and search for top secret materials. How the fuck would you know that they're top secret?
Right.
Maybe the marking at the top. Who knows? Anyway, Biden's White House counsel was then allowed to facilitate the handing over the documents to the DOJ rather than machine gun toting FBI agents ascending on Biden's Delaware homes. The Justice Department and Biden's lawyers came to agreement on how the searches would be conducted.
Jeez.
That sounds really eerily familiar because when all this started happening for Trump, it immediately came out that, hey, I was working with the FBI. I was working with everybody else. We were going through this stuff. The FBI came in. They looked at it. They offered a better locking system for the room it was stored in, and suggested upgrades to security, which we did. We were putting it in. They gave us a lock. They gave us everything else. And we were working with the National Archives to vet some of this stuff.
And they raided them.
And they raided this house anyway. Because obviously it wasn't enough. You had to go out there and personally discredit Trump.
Right. And that was political.
Now, they have found
at least 3 different batches of classified documents in 3 different locations of Biden. One was at a university office, not real secure, in a filing cabinet. Another in a garage that Hunter Biden, in a house that Hunter Biden supposedly rented for $50,000 a month.
Right.
And others in a closet in another house that he security. We don't need no stinking security.
Hunter Biden's crack horse would be the security.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, after Mr. Biden's lawyers discovered the documents marked as classified dating from his term as vice president at his office he used in a Washington-based think tank on November 2nd, Justice Department opened an inquiry into why and how they got there. Mr. Biden's legal team prepared to search his other properties for similar documents and discussed it with the Justice Department. The prospect of having FBI agents present while Mr. Biden's lawyers conducted the additional searches, they decided not to. One reason not to involve the FBI at an early stage. That way, the Justice Department would be able to preserve the ability to take a tougher line, including executing a future search warrant if negotiations ever turned hostile. Current and former law enforcement officials said, "Bullshit."
Just raid the fucking place.
It's completely to cover the potato regime.
Of course. Of course it was.
Government officials discovered more classified documents at Joe Biden's Delaware home in a garage next to a Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
A private office.
That's normal.
My question is, number one, why did he have why did he have these documents in the first place? I understand that the vice president of the United States should have certain access to classified documents.
Correct. Not at his house at an unsecure location.
Well, here's the thing. Once you're done with the secure document, it goes back into lockup immediately.
Yeah.
You have the Secret Service or the federal marshals or whoever is dealing with the classified material pick it back up, put it in a case, sign that they have it in their possession, and they take it off and secure it.
Well,
and if you need it again, you say, "Hey, bring those back by. I need to read some more."
Did you know what some of those documents were pertaining to?
No, and that's the thing. We don't.
They have put this out that it's pertaining to Ukraine and China, and Hunter
that has been the speculation. Yeah. No actual proof has come forth because they are classified documents and they're not going to.
And what do you think?
Of course not. But that's the speculation.
Yeah.
That's and that's why I have to say no. I have no idea what these documents contained.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would suspect that yes, it dealt with China and Ukraine and other sensitive areas where they were doing whatever the hell they were doing.
Well, you know what they were doing. They're giving 10% to the big guy.
Yeah, 10% to the big guy.
We already know that.
But this is becoming such a scandal, especially when it's compared to what happened with President Trump.
Right.
Why is a dementia-riddled kid fucker, allegedly, need to have with classified documents and so on. I've heard every goddamn excuse in the world. Well, when they were boxing up his office, they just boxed up his office.
Yeah, right, whatever.
Who did you have boxing up his office?
Right. Regular moving men.
No.
Two college kids?
Yeah, no. And why weren't they going through these things? Why wasn't the National Archives there going through this stuff as it was being boxed up? They weren't allowed to?
Right. No, there's no, you don't do
this is absolutely insane.
Yeah. And how much of it actually was gone through before they we turning this stuff back in now.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
absolutely. And here is somebody who's going to tell us all about or die laughing. The Raw, you're on the air.
Yeah, I got the number.
You got the number.
I remembered it.
What's up?
Good.
What's up, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck? How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right. Just listening to some local high school basketball on the radio here. Chilling out, looking at the Raw.
You're not. Oh, you're watching the Raw while you're dealing with basketball. Cool.
Yeah. Drinking some beers.
There you go.
All that stuff. So, are you guys still talking about the classified thing?
Yeah, we are.
The delay on the YouTube is kind of messing me up. It's not like talking on radio or something like that.
Well, I understand. It is what it is. But yeah, we're still talking about the classified documents. What's your take on
I just don't get this. I mean, what's the deal with these people, Trump and Biden, that think that they can just do whatever they want with classified documents? It's crazy. It really is.
Well, here's the thing with the Trump classified documents. Do you know how fast that scandal went away, especially when they started proving that they were doctoring the pictures that were supposedly taken of classified documents?
I don't know. I'm just looking at this from the perspective of, nobody's above the law, and these people that get elected president, they're president, but why do they think that they can just treat stuff like classified documents like this and they're above the law? It's I don't understand it.
Chuck, I can't understand it either, and it's perplexing to me as well as it is to you. These are people who are used to getting their way at any cost and at any time. Rules that apply to you, me, or somebody else who's had a security clearance of any kind don't apply to those people who believe that they sit at the top of the food chain.
Well, I've been watching this. I hate caring about this because it's just driving me crazy, to tell you the truth. It's one of those things that just, I can't watch it for too long, but I saw the interview with Paul Ryan on CNN, and he elaborated quite in depth on the process that he went through when he was serving in Congress, on when his staffer, the only person with the security clearance to access those documents, there was a chain of custody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so the chain of custody was, he walked down. Anyway, he went into an elaborate explanation of all the steps that he was involved in, where he actually digested the classified information, made necessary communications with the appropriate people, and then went through a process of washing his hands with it. It's not like he put the stuff in his suitcase or whatever. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get it how these classified documents become so unaccounted for, and just like willy-nilly dilly type of shouldn't these people be signing for like it's an accountable item, like your M60 or your night vision goggles, or your,
that they're gone?
That kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember working in battalion, the battalion security as one of my side gigs, because I was
one of the only people with a high enough security clearance to, go burn documents. And believe me, even going to burn documents, there's chain of custody that has to be proven. Okay. I would go to the office, sign out the documents that were to be destroyed. Okay, they would request they would say, give me your ID. They'd write down all this. I'd sign for it. As an officer, major or above, would countersign. I would physically handle the documents in my hands, okay, in a burn bag, and then be escorted by 2 other people to the burn pit, where I would place the burn bag into the burn barrel and start the fire, while these other 2 are watching me turn the crank on the burn barrel while it's burning, and then grab the water hose and then spray down the ashes, and then with a wooden paddle mix those ashes up, add more water, add some dirt, and the only way I could leave there is if another officer came by and questioned these other NCOs and other people who were there to supervise me, that everything was disposed of properly and done an inspection of the burn barrel, make sure there's nothing, no remains in there or in the ash pit. So yeah, that was.
Were you an MI soldier or what? What did you do?
I was just a straight leg fucking infantryman.
Oh, okay.
I just had a really high security clearance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you had a security clearance, but that sounds like you might have had MI background or something like that too.
No, they believe me, they were on me all over the place because I'm very good at recognizing patterns. They wanted me to be a code breaker, and that was part of their indoctrination plan. I had no interest in that. None whatsoever.
Yeah, but well, so just these 2 people, the Biden and Trump people, with their I can't imagine either man sitting there. I don't know. I can't imagine either person sitting there. I think it's probably a staffer's foul up on both or unclarity of what was okay to bring. But then there's that question of why.
Honestly, Chuck, I'm going to interrupt you there, and I'm going to say it was complete and total disregard for the rules. It's total and completely disregard.
I just don't understand how that. Well, I guess if you're the boss of the world, pretty much you can do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of that, but it's rules for thee, not for me. Once again, and
nobody else can get away with that.
Nobody else can get away with it.
But then again, who else? Just like Trump was saying, Obama's done it. Maybe he's got some too. Maybe Bush has got something.
Do you know where the Obama documents are currently being stored right now?
In Hawaii, someplace? I don't know.
They're in Chicago in an old, run-down Chinese restaurant.
Oh, geez.
Like in a file cabinet in the back. You pay now.
You'll pay now. Yeah, it's seriously. It's a former Chinese restaurant that that they put all this in while they wait for his library to be built. And God only knows what kind of classified documents are in there. Nobody's checked, and frankly, nobody cares until recently.
Right.
They're going to be looking at Jimmy Carter like, what?
Yeah.
They're going to find peanuts in there.
In the house somewhere in war-torn Arkansas.
You know, there's
and he's gonna get shaken down too.
And he's 97 years old.
But look at the good old Hillary who had an email server in her private home that forwarded and received classified documentation, completely unsecured
on her private email.
What? Well, no. So that's President Clinton's wife. So I mean, come on.
Come on, man.
At the time, she was Secretary of State. Okay.
I think that was her biggest problem running for president and everything.
Oh, her biggest problem, you know, running for presidential office is all the suicides attributed to her.
Yeah,
all the totally legitimate suicides, you know.
Man, when I was in Missouri in the 90s when he was the president, I would listen to the really Bible Belt radio broadcast, and they would just go to hell on this guy. He is not the Antichrist, but he was the he is the before. And just going off and just going off. And it was so.
I heard that too.
Man, I don't know this guy. I don't know the guy's name or whatever, but the sound of that AM broadcast crackling off in the background on some distant channel there, just going off against Bill Clinton. And I'm sitting there as a soldier listening. I was like, am I going to get?
Well, there you go, Chuck. All righty, my friend. Well, thanks for your call. Do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Bye, Henry.
Bye, Chuck.
And he says, bye, Chuck.
He hung up already.
Yeah, of course he does. He has no compunction about hanging up quickly. But it works different on my phone. My phone takes a minute to hang up
because you're different and unique.
I'm different and unique.
You're unique-y.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it is the Raw. I'm your hostess, Miss Misty Hansen, or Miss Radio Rob Hansen, or whatever you want to do. And of course, there's Henry over there, and he's guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. And we'll be back right after these very important messages.
This portion of the Raw could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at theraw@ktox.com. That's theraw@ktox.com. theraw@ktox.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010. United Private Investigations, owned by Lyle Sharman, has over 30 years of investigative experience in criminal, civil, business, and private investigations. United Private Investigations provides professional and confidential investigations for corporations, companies, legal professionals, insurance companies, and individuals. Voted Best Private Investigator in Mojave County in 2018 and 2019. Contact Lyle Sharman with United Private Investigations at 928-542-5178.
A key to your child's success at school rests at home. This is Eric Hines, president of the California Teachers Association. One of the most important skills any student can learn is how to study. Help your child establish a study routine and a quiet place for homework away from television and other distractions. Make sure that notes, homework, and assignments for each subject are kept together, and take the time to talk to your child about what they're studying or to review homework for accuracy and completion. Most importantly, be consistent. Make sure that whatever study habits you work to create truly become habits, done at the same time, in the same way, every day. Combined with a regular bedtime, your student will be primed for academic success. Working together, parents and teachers can make this a successful school year for every child in California.
A message from the California Teachers Association.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang. The best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade, certified, sustainable, organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap. You deserve the best. Get Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com.
And welcome back. It is The Raw. You know, Biden's mishandling of classified documents is not the only egregious thing he did as Vice President of the United States. We'll get into that here in just a couple of moments. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night there will not be a Raw crappy movie watch party because I'll either be asleep or out of town. I haven't figured out what that's going to be. Hi, Henry. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're paying more attention to your phone than you are.
I am reading about the Hunter Biden $49,910 and some odd cents.
Oh, okay.
That was never on Joe Biden's tax form. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, but you know, as vice president, the former vice president, did you know, according to an article in the New York Times? Now, I don't really think that the New York Times is a quality paper, although they have very critical pieces lately of the former vice president.
Mm-hmm.
While Biden was vice president, he engaged in reckless and dangerous actions that threatened our national security far beyond the mishandling of classified documents. Whenever Biden returned to his Wilmington home, often several times a week, like he does now, he would insist that the military aid that handled the nuclear football, you know, the ones with the launch codes?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be within arm's reach of the president and the vice president at all times. He insisted that the football remain at least a mile behind his motorcade.
Oh, God.
Even with no traffic, it would have been impossible for the aide to catch up with Biden as he toured Delaware, meaning that he would have been unable to launch a counterstrike if the unthinkable had happened.
Yep.
Let's get to some of these Rumble rants. Peanut Gallery says the Biden puppet dictatorship will hopefully crash and burn soon before any more damage is done to our constitutional republic. Amen, brother.
Yep.
Alan says this: the whole corrupt Biden crime family is something out of a fucking dystopian novel, Gotham-like.
Let's put it mildly.
And he goes on to say, where's the FBI SWAT teams at Joey's garage?
Yep.
They would be doing a full forensic operation just like they did made for television drama at Trump's.
Mm-hmm.
This for Trump. We have people in power that actively disdain America.
Well, they're making a mockery of America.
Yeah,
they
are showing this by their disdain. They are showing this by ignoring security. They're ignoring this by trying to divide the people of the United States with stupid shit like offering $5 million to black residents.
And other countries are laughing at us.
They've been laughing at us for a long time.
Yeah.
And
even more now.
And even more now. Even more now. Have you seen the prices of gasoline going up?
Yep. I have.
Bring up the I'll bring up the AAA gas prices, but it's
$2.81 at Fast Rip and $2.81 at Sam's Club, and that's still $1 more than it should be.
That is, that's what that's what it is
here
here.
I think it's 330 or 347.
The national average right now, today, right this freaking moment, $3.32
right. There you go.
per gallon for the low grade shit.
Yeah.
Over $4 a gallon for premium.
Diesel's
a month ago it was $3.15.
Yeah. And 2 years ago,
a year ago, it was 1 cent less than it is right now.
Yeah. 2 years ago, it was 180 something.
Yeah, national average.
Yep.
National average.
Yeah, and then it went up to.
I could fill my tank on $25.
Yep.
I could ensure that I could get me and my car and my family places if I wanted to go. I could travel. I could save money. I could afford to eat things like eggs or steak or hamburger.
They don't want that.
Or good, no, they don't.
And what they're doing too is they're trying to give you money. They're trying to give you money. They're trying to give you more food stamps, and they're making it so it's very easy for you now because inflation's going up, and then they're going to pull the rug out from underneath you.
Well, that's exactly it. And
if you don't think that's true, wait and see.
It is
wait
true.
And see.
It is true, and especially now that the FDA and several other world health organizations have approved bug burgers.
Yep.
As a viable protein. Are you effing kidding me?
In some way it is protein, but it's fucking ridiculous.
Protein's protein.
Yeah.
Okay, proteins are proteins. You'll survive. However, there's other things in there.
Yeah.
I have a shellfish allergy.
Right.
Do you know what shellfish are related to? Insects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to bees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid one of these days, something's going to crawl in my mouth. I'll chew it up and I'll die in my sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you carry an EpiPen with you, don't you?
No, I don't. I can't afford it. It's $1,000.
Another 500, but that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It should be free for someone like you.
I
had a girlfriend once had a shellfish allergy, and she made me carry one in my car because I was dating her. She made me carry, and I still have it in my car, but I'm sure it's no good after 7-8 years. But I mean, I would definitely use it if something happened. It's better than nothing. It's worth a try.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that goes back to Hillary Clinton's friend that tried to raise them so high, the EpiPens
at Walgreens today.
Uh-huh.
An EpiPen will cost you one EpiPen will cost you $735.
That's freaking ridiculous. You know that's Hillary Clinton's friend that owns the rights to the EpiPen.
I have no idea, and it doesn't surprise me.
It is. And she tried to raise the price up so high, it went to Congress, and they shot it down, and it went up to $250 an EpiPen. Now it's $700.
Yeah,
that's
$735 at Walgreens.
That's ridiculous.
The generic will still cost you $341.
Okay. That's still ridiculous. Now,
but when my mom was carrying around EpiPens, you know how much they cost?
$50, $30.
$50.
Yeah.
And really she didn't have to she actually ended up paying very little for it. Let's go to the phones. The Raw hang on a second. I missed that one. The Raw, you are on the air.
Yeah, Rob, watched that thing with Joe's Garage and the Bidens and the corruption and the treason and the sedition and everything else. The co-Democratic parties involved in it. I mean, it's just...
Of course they are.
Shocking.
Are you surprised? No. Shocked? No.
No, not really.
No, not really. I mean, you're looking at an entire party that has disdain for the rule of law.
And that's half of the United States.
They preach, oh yes, well, no one's above the law. I am the law. I think I remember hearing that.
No one's above me.
Saying that on what Judge Dredd. I am the law.
That's Sylvester Stallone, I think, was in that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed that. That'd be a good crappy movie night. But
before I forget, now what's going on? There's no crappy movie tomorrow.
That's correct.
So Henry,
I will be out of town.
We're not watching Head of State, all right? So
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, there won't be any crappy movie night tomorrow night because I'm leaving town very early tomorrow morning to go pick up a cab for the cab company I used to drive for.
No, I heard that. That's good. You're working. That's good.
Yeah, well, he offered to pay me money. I said, okay, how much?
Absolutely.
And at this point, enough for another loaf of bread and a pack of processed cheese would probably be enough.
Don't tell him that.
Jesus. I told you, go to Dollar Tree. You can get some good deals, especially if they have the frozen section. Some of them don't. Some of them do.
He does. He gets hot dogs there.
Kielbasas, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sausages and stuff like that,
matter of fact, I got a pack of. I got a 2-pack of. What is that? A 2-pack of Polish sausages the other night.
Nice.
And a can of SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, the concoction I made out of that was freaking awesome. I put the SpaghettiOs in a pan, fired up, got it warm, cut up the Polish sausages, and then added some Cajun spices. Holy crud, that was good.
Oh Jesus, Rob, you make a great fucking hobo. You know what I mean?
It was
great. All he needs is a can of Sterno.
At least you didn't say I make a great fucking homo.
No, not hobo.
I know. I said at least you didn't say that.
Hobo. It's only one word, right?
Same thing. One letter off.
Hey, but you know what? I want to tell you about this. If you ever listen to the Democratic Party, right? And they basically they're telling you what they're doing.
Yes.
They're just blaming the opposition. You know what I mean? But everything, like even for like this thing with Trump, I swear that they knew about the secret documents that Biden had back then, right? When they did the Mar-a-Lago, invasion.
They claim
they knew about Biden's stuff. So what they did was they framed Trump to take off and just say, "Oh, well, see, everybody's doing it." You know.
Yeah.
It's one of them fucking deals. I swear they telegraph everything they're going to do by blaming the opposition.
Absolutely, but here's another little bit of tidbit that you may not have known. They claim that the first set of documents were discovered just before the primaries last year.
November 2nd, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. November 2nd.
I didn't hear that one, but that's of course. If somebody said that, I'm like, oh yeah, I would know that.
That would have been an awesome. That would have been an awesome self-inflicted late October surprise.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but Rob, there is no more October surprises because the whole fucking system is rigged. They're stealing the elections, and they just say, "Oh, we just need another 10,000 votes. Go ahead and hit that button over there." You know what I mean?
Just need another 10,000 votes.
Right. It's not like
give you
there's no more October fucking surprises anymore. You know what I mean? They got it rigged. You know what I mean? And the fucking McConnell and that piece of shit, he's just fucking sitting around with his fucking thumb up his ass doing nothing about it. Because all the Uniparty, all involved, all the fucking deep state, every single one of these.
Well, yeah, we've known for years that McConnell played by his own drum. He really he hasn't done really anything good for the Republican Party for probably close to 25 years.
Well, I mean, they voted him right back in, though, didn't they, Rob?
He keeps winning time after time after time after time after time. I mean, he's one of the permanent establishments.
Deep state insider, fucking Uniparty scumbags. That's why.
Well,
I mean, they're all part of it. 50 voters. Out of the 50 senators we have, the Republicans have, I would say probably 40 of them are in this fucking thing. There's like Harley and a few more, that are normal. The guy from Arkansas there. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Fucking craziness.
Well, this is why term limits need to be enacted sooner rather than later. Now,
talking that fucking shit.
Absolutely, and I'm going to keep talking about that shit until I'm dead and buried.
I'm probably still talking about it.
Good. I really wish it would happen. But
and I will come back.
People are not going to vote themselves out of office.
I will come back from the grave, and I will still talk about it. People will be doing EVPs of me saying there needs to be term limits. Term limits.
Oh, you know what? Another thing, you were talking about the fucking EpiPen.
Yes.
Why don't you just go to VA and get it through them?
There you go.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get it through the VA, but here's the issue with that. Okay, before they would give me an EpiPen, I would have to go and travel 400 fucking miles to be put in the hospital while they poked pins in me to find out exactly what I'm allergic to and why.
That's how far the closest VA is to you?
I'd have to go to Phoenix.
The hospital. I mean,
I'd have to go to Phoenix, which is about
that's pretty far from you guys.
It's a ways away from me.
Yeah, I know. You're right on the tri-state area over there. Yeah, I know the area. Yeah.
But no, they already said, yeah, we'll get you in for some allergy testing. I said, okay, great. Where are you going to say? Oh, we'll have to send you down to Phoenix. I said, why can't you send me to Las Vegas? It's closer. Oh, we can't do that because you're not in the area. Oh, fuck you.
No, that shouldn't matter. I've been to the New Hampshire VA. I've been to a couple of Massachusetts VAs when I was down there and I got sick. Went to the one in Bedford in Mass. There's one right in the fucking town. I forget what city it's in. But I did the same thing in New Hampshire. I went right to Portsmouth. Not Portsmouth, fucking whatever, the Concord. Went to that one over there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them in New Hampshire. There's only one in Maine. And it's like dead center in Augusta, right in the center of the state.
I'm seriously considering, this is well, it's not just between you and me. Fuck, I'm broadcasting this live to everybody. At least everybody hears it. I'm sure they're not all that interested in it. But
they got like a dozen people watching right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm very serious considering
then probably YouTube and whatever else you're on.
Yeah. I'm seriously considering changing my my VA hospital to Vegas. Because it's only 99 miles away.
But Rob, you can go to any VA hospital. It doesnn't matter which, you know what I mean? But you probably have to go into the administration and tell them that you want to change.
Yeah.
But because they always ask you for the meds. What hospital do you get your meds out of?
Yeah. Well, they sometimes they fuck up and still think I'm in the Cheyenne, Wyoming system.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I get the New Hampshire one pops up once in a while. I'm like, no, I go to Togas.
If I ever have to walk into the Cheyenne VA hospital again, it's going to be, with me carrying 2 or 3 Molotov cocktails to burn the fucking place down.
I'm telling Oh, I went into Portland one. I told you that just for my podiatry there.
Uh-huh.
And when you first walk in, they give you the fucking mask and they ask you all the obligatory questions. Have you been out of the state? Did you fucking, did you fuck somebody with the kung flu? Blah blah blah. Right. So I'm walking by and I had my phone out. Right. And you know how there's the pictures, like of Biden and whoever the V8 fucking guy is, right? And I took a selfie giving him the fucking finger with my mask on.
I'll bet you that thrilled the hell out of him.
Yeah, I'll email it to you first chance I get.
No, you don't have to do that. But oh man, that gives me so many wonderful ideas of what's going to happen. I've got to go to my clinic here at the end of the month for a blood draw, so I may just end up doing that myself.
Hey, do you ever check your blood sugar? Because I know you suck down those fucking Mountain Dews, and that shit's fucking bad news, man.
Bite your fucking tongue. It's the only thing that keeps me young and keeping going. The Mountain Dews, man.
He asked you a question you didn't answer. Did you check your sugar levels?
Mountain Dews and Pall Malls, huh? And fucking cheese sandwiches.
Henry, I was avoiding the question. Thank you.
I know you
much.
were. I'm concerned.
What does Henry have to say? Because I can't fucking hear him.
Henry said you didn't answer the question. I said, no, Henry, I was avoiding the question. No, I don't check my. I don't. The question was, do you check your blood sugars?
Oh no, but when you're going to get your blood, right? They check to see if you're diabetic.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They take an A1C. They take an A1C to see if you're between 5 and 7. That's normal,
yeah.
And if it's over 7, then they're gonna contact you right away.
Yeah, no, my blood sugars have been fine every draw. And,
yeah, that's good.
I go in every 3 months, whether I want to or not, to get certain levels checked, hormone levels, because I'm under doctor's care, and that's how us.
Yeah, I know.
Us weirdos, we got to do that.
Rob, your fucking tits are looking great, brother.
That really kind of fucking hurts, man. Hey, man, your tits are looking great, brother. Fuck you.
Hey, nice tits, honey.
Poor Henry's about to fall out of his chair.
Yeah. Nice tits, bitch.
I'm just fucking with you because I love you.
Oh, I know, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Of course.
And
life is too fucking short.
Life is too short, and one of the things I've learned and actually embraced as part of this is the challenge of other people's perspectives. And
really,
oh yes, absolutely.
But most people, Rob, most conservatives, they don't really give a fuck.
No,
I don't give a fuck.
Most conservatives really don't.
Listen, whatever makes you happy, anybody, right? Whatever makes anybody happy, I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit.
The thing is, most conservatives, I'm not talking about Republicans, I'm talking about conservatives, are libertarian.
Right. No, that's right. That's what I am. I'm a libertarian, but I was Republican.
You have your personal liberties. You guard them. They're up to you to enforce, you to guard, and you be you. Now, if you start jamming your shit down my throat, then we're going to have a problem. That's most libertarians.
Listen, Rob, I'm a libertarian because I don't believe in fucking big government. I want a very, very small and local government that just leaves me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? And lets me do my thing until I break the law. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, leave me alone. I don't want to hear it.
Real simple.
That's exactly it. Next Sunday, supposedly on my regular program, I'm supposed to have one of the persons from Free Talk Live. They claim to be libertarians. They're mostly anarchists, but
Aria.
Supposed to have Aria on my program. I watch some of the Sunday stuff, but I don't. I just sort of go in there, bust Henry's balls, and leave. You know what I mean? that's like a local radio show.
I love it.
I know my nephews and my little sister listens to that on Sunday.
Okay.
I know she does.
Yeah.
She always does, you know, and I know a lot of local people on there listen to it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just usually pop in, see what the topic's all about, see what's going on in the chat, and I just usually just move on.
And bust Henry's balls. You know, I can appreciate that.
Oh, I love the heavy thing, you know. I gotta bust Henry's balls at least once every hour.
I love when he fondles my balls.
His fucking life. How's that?
You're gonna love this replay.
Alan comes in to fondle
Oh,
my
you know
balls.
what? I got it on pause, Rob. So after I'm done, I play it to see, because, you know, I can hear Henry. He's like yelling when I'm talking over the phone, not realizing I can't hear him.
I know, it's funnier than hell. One of these days, and I don't think I'll announce it that I actually got it fixed. One of these days, I'll just have it fixed and not tell anybody, and then I'll sit back for the fireworks.
Like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'll go, wow, it works.
Stay on that fucking Joe's Garage thing, all right? This is fucking important, Rob. Let me tell you something. This is the biggest fucking scandal. I mean, ever since 2016, even before that, you know what I mean, with Hillary and all that shit.
They're going to make it go away.
This country is basically going from scandal to scandal to scandal, and we get the fucking propaganda on the mainstream media. I just call them the fucking fake news. They're a cover for this. This is bullshit. I know a few people are calling it out, but it's just going to go away. It's going to fade away.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they want, and that's exactly their plan, is to, you know, okay, allow even some of the mainstream media to say how awful this is, and it just goes away. It just goes away. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to be prosecuted. Trump isn't going to be prosecuted. Nobody is. Although, you know, the only reason they did it the way they did it was to embarrass Trump and to harm his base.
So he doesn't run again.
Yeah. And guess what? And guess what happened? He's running again.
Well, he should be running again, but, you know, he has to run again. He can't let these people get away with it. You know the old saying, Rob, you give them a fucking inch, they want a yard. This is what they're doing. And the corruption is so fucking deep in this government. I mean, this is bad news. I told you about the Civil War thing. That's the only thing. That's the only remedy that's going to fix this fucking corruption that's going on right now. It's the only thing. You know what I mean? I'm an old man now. I don't care. You know what happens. I'll fight if I have to. You know what I mean? But this is for the young people. This ain't all about me.
Absolutely.
I already have everything I need.
Absolutely.
Life, you know? I'm all set. You know? But I don't want my grandkids fucking going through this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Neither do I. All right, Alan. Well, I've got to let you go. We are out of time. We are, you know, at the end of the program.
Go fuck himself, all right?
Yeah.
Tell Alan to fondle my ball.
Alan, Henry says fondle his balls.
You hairy old man balls. I don't think so.
Exactly. All right, Alan. Thanks for the call, man, and have a great night. Everybody out there, thanks you for tuning in. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Misty Hansen. Of course, there's Henry over there.
And we'll
Henry
see you
Long
Sunday.
Break. And we will see you guys Sunday. Actually, you might see me Thursday night and Friday night, because I might do a crappy movie crappy movie watch party. But instead of crappy movies, I'm going to pick out 2 of my favorite good movies. So we'll have fun. We'll even have fun with those. Yes. Why not? I mean, wouldn't you guys like to see Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom again?
No.
Why not?
I just said no because I'm being difficult.
Because you're being obstinate. I understand that. But anyway, we're out of time. Guys, go out there and make the world a better place. I love you all, and we'll see you when we see you next. It is The Raw. Make sure you get on theraw.locals.com. Good night, all.
Just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen.
Avast ye scallywags, it's another pirate production.